What's up, guys? I got a interesting video for you today. Um, I really feel confident about the stuff I learned this last, few years, but especially this week, and I really feel comfortable with about it all. And I'm going to share with you today what I learned. Um, so I've been shooting the basketball, since I was 5 years old or whatever, and the last, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, I've always kind of tinkering with my shot. Never found a comfortable, consistent way to shoot the basketball. I'm always, you know, 90 degree, when Steph became popular, I'm tinkering with the lower set point and the high set point, and they all have their benefits and disadvantages, and blah, 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 blah. We could talk about that for all days, for days. I haven't really found anything I'm comfortable with and consistent with, and I haven't stuck to any way, shape, or form. Two motion, one motion, turn, no turn, elbow in, elbow out with a turn, elbow in with a turn, elbow out without a turn, elbow in without a turn, blah, blah, blah. Okay. This week, I really found a really, really comfortable form for me, and I think I'm going to stick with this. And oddly enough, it's a lot like Steph Curry's form. So, what I learned was, well, first I want to start off by redefining a one motion or a two motion shot. A lot of people talk about one motion, two motion, and they, actually, in my opinion, or maybe not my opinion, but I just want to redefine this because actually, there's no such thing as a one motion shot because you have your legs and your arms working together. I mean, if you want, you can call it, a 15 motion shot because you got whatever. I'm just estimating, but you got your wrist flexion, the fingers, going down and all that. But, I'd like to redefine the one motion shot here and now. So let's look at Steph here. The first motion is the legs bending. The second motion, okay, the first motion is going down under the ball, and you bring the ball up. Okay, so let's redefine the set point, I should say. Because some people say, oh, Steph's set point. If you're a one motion shooter, how can you have a set point? Well, let's define that here and now. The set point in a one motion shot is the point at which your legs stop bending and start extending. So where is the ball at? Where is the ball set at when Steph's legs stop bending and start extending? Down, right there. So he goes down, and right here, about here, if you look at his arm here, right about here is where he starts extending his legs. Let's put it on slow motion here. Check it out one more time. Okay. Bending. So right about, they're still bending right there. They're going to start, look where the ball at. That's his set point. This is how a one motion shooter can still have a set point. And this is how we're going to define it from here on out in my videos. Okay? So there's one motion. Now the legs start to extend. Two motion. So also when we talk about rhythm, what does that mean? Like, how does rhythm apply to basketball? Well, this is the rhythm we want to try to emulate. I mean, if we're looking to be a good shooter and learn from others, this is the rhythm we want to emulate here. You want to make sure that the timing is lined up. Your hand timing is lined up with your leg timing. Like, you don't want the ball like above your forehead when you get to the bottom of your knee bend. I mean, you can actually, and some really good shooters do like that. But I mean, this is kind of what I became comfortable with, and what I learned this week was this is what felt really comfortable for me. Right there's my set point. my newly defined set point as we just defined it. So right there is my set point. It feels super comfortable, and I was really I just felt really comfortable doing this. So I think I'm gonna stick with this for at least a few months while I shoot and see if I can develop a consistent jump shot. Okay, now that we've redefined a set point for a one motion shooter, let's take a look at why this is optimal. So let's look at this. It's kind of an exaggerated or extreme example. It's a lot heavier weight. So I should say the advantage of that set point we just illustrated is it gives you further range. And here's why. Look, here's an exaggerated example, and it's almost the exact same motion. So I should also like put more emphasis on this. You're coming under it. As you bring the bar up or the ball up, you go under it at the same time. And if you look here, it's the same angle. Like, it's a very similar angle, like as far as elbow bend, like the elbow bend degree angle. Now the weight starts to obviously exaggerate that. Oh, she looks kind of like Britney Spears a little bit. But look, it's like it's very similar. And why would we look at this? See, I think what this does is it uses like the right muscles to help you lift the weight farther, is in terms of a basketball, or stronger in terms of a power lifter here doing the clean and jerk. Like if you look at a snatch, like this is a clean and jerk, and if you look at a snatch, you can lift a lot more weight in a clean and jerk. And if you look at a snatch, I have a snatch here. I have a snatch. Like, you can't lift as much weight when it's higher above your head. The weight is a lot less, like maybe like something like 35% less. Like, I looked up the world record, and the snatch is a lot less than the jerk, the clean and jerk. Clean and jerk. Okay. So yeah, that's the other important thing, is that you're coming under it. I want to put more emphasis on that. As you bring the bar up or the ball up, you're coming under it as well at the same time. Then when you get to this position here, you explode out, and now you're using your leg power to get the ball to the hoop. And let's also look at Steve Nash. Where's my Nash video? Here it is. Just so we have another example here. Nash does the same thing. So, as you can see, he comes under the ball there, brings it up to a set point, and explodes. And if you look at, let's look at his arm angle as well. It's like the same arm angle as Steph Curry's. I want to look at more set shots than off the dribble shots, because off the dribble shots, you're going to have all kinds of different weird compensations. And I don't want you to think that that's like a normal, you have to understand that those are compensations. Like, if Steph is sprinting up court and then he pulls up, he's going to be leaning back a lot more, and he's going to have a much deeper knee bend, etc. So let's not. I don't want to be like influenced by those form techniques, unless we're going to sit there and explain that they're all compensations and why he's compensating and blah 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 blah. Okay, now let's look at another example of a shot put. Another thing, trying to get a heavy weight far. It's like, let's right off the bat. It's the same arm angle, right? And I think, again, this is optimal for getting weight. Like, it uses the right muscles. Like, I think this, like, angle, it allows you to use like more muscles in your upper body. Like, not that when you're shooting a basketball you necessarily want it. I mean, most of the power comes from your legs, but you do want your arm and your wrist and your hand and your lats and your shoulders, all of that to contribute a little bit. So again, that optimal angle. So we can take that away from here too, because it's similar. Granted, her elbow is out because first of all, she's not trying to get it. She's not worried about accuracy as much, but and she's going to the side. She's trying to get it far, not create a good angle to make a ball go through a rim. But another thing to take away from here is the rotational power. Like, why is she fucking spinning like this? And it's so she can add rotational power to her shot put. And Steph does this as well, and a lot of good shooters do this. You know, that rotational power gives you more range. And Steph has one of the biggest turns we've ever seen. And oddly enough, I mean, coincidentally enough, well, actually, it's probably not a coincidence, is that he has the longest range of any shooter we've ever seen. Biggest turn of any shooter we've ever seen, and longest range of any shooter we've ever seen. So if you want to extend your range, you're likely going to want to turn a lot in the air. So kind of just to recap here, see Steph here with the ball in the shot pocket. As he brings the ball up, he's also bending his knees and going under it. Now he's in his set point, which is, we've defined what the set point is for a one motion shooter. The set point for a one motion shooter is the time his legs stop bending and start extending. That is the set point for a one motion shooter. So here's his set point. He's at that steep angle, just like a shot put, just like a clean and jerk. So he's gonna load and explode, and that explode is a lot faster than the loading. Also, I should add that when you get under the ball like that, it's allowing you to use, like, you're loading so you can use your strongest muscle of your bodies. Because I mean, if the ball is like right here, like if the ball's right here, how can you use your legs to power the ball? You can't put the power into your hand. But when the ball is here, you can put the power into your hand, because you're going up now and extending. Like a spring, the bottom spring powers the top spring. So you load and explode. And I mean, this felt so comfortable for me, and it was just great. And I think I finally kind of figured it out. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. See you later.